Hello everybody, today we have a really neat older Lights of America PL adapter. It's kind of a PL adapter, but not really. Lights of America had a pretty proprietary system going on here with their electronic ballasts and their interestingly shaped plugged bulbs. And we'll take a look at that here once we get it out of its package. But this is a really neat example because it is still in its package. Picked this up at Goodwill a while back for a couple bucks. Thought it was definitely worthy of a video. So, obviously here we have the front of the packaging. This is their super energy saver model. It uses only 27 watts and equals a 100 watt incandescent bulb. The adapter's made in the USA. I always love these pictures here. They show it in a lamp socket on the ceiling, or take a look at that wall sconce. If we can focus on it, that'd be cool. Look at that thing. It's instant on because it's electronically ballasted, so it doesn't have the preheat flicker. Of course, electronic has got a tri-phosphor bulb, most advanced lights in the world. Okay, if that makes you feel good, then that's what we'll say. So, I'm not sure what this MPF, I'm guessing it just means modified power factor. We'll have to see once we turn it on. Is the power factor 0.95? I'm not sure. And what is THD? Down here they call it, well, it's the same thing. Not sure. It's a little sticker they put on here, and it's a sticker on there. So maybe it's a special model of this particular version, and then they packaged it, put the sticker on after the fact. Not entirely sure. The other thing you see here are these two plastic things. And that's so that you can install your lamp harp if the ballast compartment here is just too big. Obviously, Lights of America with their original logo here. Model 2027. I guess I should have just waited to review this in 2027. And 27 watt, all this wonderful stuff. On the back, we have more information. As you saw on the front, there was a utility rebate, which was right here originally. And we can see the savings per kilowatt in your area. Why is it twice? I guess it's just 2 different time periods or something. Okay, they talk about the electronic circuit here, the reusable adapter, and please feel free to pause and read all about any of this. The tri-phosphor bulb, they state that it has a CRI of 84. I guess we'll find out. And a 2800K light. We'll definitely put that to the test. Longer lasting light source, naturally. Saving the environment. All this kind of interesting stuff down here. We got our lumen output. Very nice. So there's our packaging. Obviously the bulb kind of sticks out in the back here. And let's see if we can open this up without disturbing the packaging itself. Now, it looks like this is kind of separating here. And maybe we can use that to our advantage to, yeah, that's glued on there. So let's see what I can do here. Okay, so I've gone along the edge of the plastic here and just cut right along it so we can get our bulb out here without destroying the package, because that's part of its history for sure. And we have whatever this is here too. Some documentation. Well, let's see what we got going on here with this documentation. Okay, so we got a name for this thing. Oh, we got a couple different names here. I don't think it says it on the package, but this one is the Super Q light. Looks like they had a micro, a mini, a Q light, and then just a Super Q light. How interesting. I've never seen this document before. Okay, this is very interesting. Disclaimer notice for all MPF products. This product, placed within 10 feet of sensitive equipment, can interfere with the reception. Interesting. So there's our document showing what this lamp is. That's pretty cool. On the back, they show you how to install it in your lamp. And you can see here at the bottom the unique socket they have on these bulbs. Very cool. Again, please feel free to pause on any of this and read it. That is a nice extra piece of documentation to have. More history. I love that. I'm going to go ahead and just move these out of the way for right now. Let's focus on this. So, of course, we have our adapter and this very big tube. So, we have Lights of America, 27 watt, made in Japan. Now, this tube looks very similar to some Panasonic tubes I have seen in the standard PL configuration in the, I want to say 22 and 28 watt off range. So, of course, Lights of America had to make everything proprietary, so you keep buying their stuff. That's why this is a slightly modified base. So, let's see what that base is. And we're going to pull only on the plastic. And there we go. There is our plug, and this plug might look a little familiar to you if you've seen other Lights of America products. The 4 quad tube flat version of this would probably also fit in here because it's the same plug. So that has, instead of quad like this, the other tubes would be next to it here, and you just have 4 of them, in a line, and they had the same plug. A lot of desk lamps and floor lamps had that, reading lights. So, of course, here's our bulb, probably made by Panasonic. So we got a high-quality bulb here. And, of course, our base. So it's all electronic, and you can kind of see the electronics inside there through the breathing holes. This is the advanced version, obviously, as it's stated on the packaging already. 27 watt, 118 volts, model 2027, Lights of America. See instructions for proper use. Very simple, very cool. It's definitely a rattler. I don't know what's down in this base, but something's stuck down in there. There we go. Lights of America's proprietary PL system. Here's a pretty standard magnetic ballast one. This, of course, would be a 60 watt equivalent. They had to make everything electronic and big and proprietary. So, let's go ahead and screw the bulb in. There we go. Let's see what we get for the first time. I think we're going to get a little bit of a show. So let's turn it off, and here we go. Oh, wow. They're not joking about instant on. There wasn't much of a preheat there at all. Like starting the cathodes and whatnot and letting it warm up a little bit before igniting. No, it was just on. It's definitely very bright here, so it's going to take a little bit for it to get to full brightness, that's for sure. But if I hold it over here so we can read, we're at 119 volts, 0.27 amps, 28.3 watts. Okay, it's hovering around there, even though it still hasn't, warmed up all the way. And a power factor of 0.87. So, what did it say on here? 0.95 for a pH. Oh, wait. It went up to 0.91. Of course, maybe it's just changing as it's warming up here, because it does need a little bit to do that. So, what I'm going to do is let this bulb sit here for a little bit, and we'll return once it is warmed up. Now that we've given it a little over a minute or more here to warm up, we've definitely reached that power factor that they advertised. We got the 0.95 here now. So we're getting 0.23 amps, 26.5 watts at 119.4 volts. Very nice. Now let me hold it up here. It does have a little bit of a hum, but it's not too bad. It certainly is bright though. So let's go ahead and bring over our meter here. And I'm going to hold it on its side like so at our 2 foot mark. So let me get it lined up there. Let's see what we get for a lux reading. 379 lux. Okay, and then let me bring it down here. Let's hold it right next to the sensor. The spectrum of the bulb, 2 feet away. The spectrum of the bulb up close. The CRI of the bulb, 2 feet away. And the CRI of the bulb up close. So that gave us a Kelvin of 2685. And I want to say the package here told us, that we were going to end up with a 2800K. bulb. It doesn't really matter to me, but that's just what it said, so interesting to see what we ended up with. It's definitely getting warm. So, I'm going to hold it back up here and just give it a little bit of a twirl. You can kind of see, a dark shadow line here. That's just where certain ones overlap. It definitely has a bit of a hum to it. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to move it over here to our Variac because I'm just curious what we can do with this thing. So be warned, it might flicker. So just beware of that. 100 volts, we don't have much difference there. 90, 80, it seems to be dimming decently. 70, 60, 50, 40 volts. We still got an arc going in there. Let's see here if you can kind of see that. Oop, it's really not. Oh, there it goes. And we just got end preheating now. So let's bring it back up. And there, we finally got an arc back at about 55 volts. I think it gives out at about 35, yeah. Interesting. So let's bring it back up to where it's happy at 120, because it's not really made for that. And let's turn our lights back on here. Let's give it one more turn on. Very cool Lights of America adapter. As always, I do hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, be sure to give it a like down below and leave a comment. I do enjoy reading all of your comments. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more great videos like this one. Also check out my secondary channel Merkove and subscribe over there for more behind the scenes and alternative content. Of course, check out the other videos here on this screen, and as always, thank you very much for watching.